start with the introduction to SAP. What is SAP and why it is so important, why it is introduced in the market in spite of we have many other softwares also. But what is the role of SAP, why it is so important, and why it is being a boom in the market. Okay. So you must be aware of all this stuff. Are you, like, why the SAP is important in the market nowadays? Why actually we need SAP,
Yeah.
ERP software? So can you tell me?
Yeah, it's a basically it is a complete ERP from lead to cash.
Yeah.
So we can able to manage the entire thing. That's the major thing we are using for SAP. From from the sales perspective, you see lead, opportunity, quotation, and sale order. Once the sale order will be going to an MRP,
Mm-hmm.
based on the MRP, the PR will be raised.
Yeah.
Based on the MRP, PR will be automatic PR will be raised. But then the MM team comes in, they will raise an PO. Then
Yes.
the PO, the once the material is received to Megawatt stand, once they issue the material to the production, PP model is comes in here. Once the production is done, then the finally quality test will be happen QM model. After
So
that,
all this you can do with other softwares also. Why we use ERP? Yeah.
we can do. But if you ask me, the most of the companies today is using SAP because they are is very standard compared to other products. Now they have come with an own database which is called ABAP. It's giving an output in a fraction of seconds.
Yeah, it could be. So basically, you are right, but basically like the main reason why most companies are using ERP is ERP or SAP. ERP is basically a software which SAP is providing to the companies. So it provides a standard, you can consider a blueprint of a business process where everything will be coded. You don't have to, like in other software, what you have to write a code from the scratch. But here
Mm.
in ERP, you get like all the blueprints of a business process, your ST, then your inventory, finance, everything will be coded. You just have to uh you just have to use it and store the information and consume it through a report and all the stuffs. So this is the one. But in or like other Java and all, you have to write or entire logic from the scratch. and and you are correct that it gives output in a fraction of seconds. Yeah, it is true, but the main one is that the entire blueprint is present in it. So SAP, as you know, it is stand for system applications and products in data processing. And SAP is also ERP. It is a software which is well known in
Yeah.
the company. And SAP, it is SAP is basically a European company which was developed by three engineers back in the Germany, right?
Okay.
So what is SAP ERP and why is it required? So I just told you. So we can start with a simple business process, understand it, and then we will go far. So now you can see here a customer. Suppose a customer demands a product from the sales team. Now the sales team will check whether he has the product or not with the inventory, right? In the inventory, if it is not
Mm.
present, then it will update that they don't have. Then the sales will contact the production planning team uh, to
Mm.
manufacture that product. So a production planning
Yeah.
team will check whether the material is present in the inventory or not, the raw material which is required to manufacture that product. If it is
Okay.
not present, then whatever the production planning team will ask vendors to order that raw materials. Yeah. Then like this is a process. Once it is production planning team will get the raw materials, it will give it to shop floor execution to build it, and then it will update the finance team so that they can pay the vendor the amount for the raw materials. So this
Yes.
is the whole business process, and every business process have different modules in it. In
Mm.
SAP, it is MM, SD, HR, finance. HR is basically responsible to hire you employees for them or labors for them,
Yes.
right? So basically, the communication and data exchange is managed in this way, and enterprise system can be broadly classified into two ways, which is decentralized and centralized. Here we just understand a basic business process, how the market goes and how everyone deals. Now we can look into a decentralized system. So why ERP is required? Here we will get an answer. Decentralized is a normal software like Java and everyone, but centralized one is an ERP. Okay. So in suppose in a decentralized system, what happened? We will go back to this business process. So suppose this customer uh, he asked for product, like he needs some product, and he informed the sales team that he wants that product, but the sales team they did not have the real time information, right?
Mm.
Because there is no system to update it or to get it. So what the sales team will ask to inventory. So for inventory to ask, they have to wait for some time. But in the meanwhile, if like the customer is not ready to wait, he will ask to another vendor for the same product. So this will lead to loss of revenue and customer dissatisfaction, right? So and these are the major you can say disadvantages in a decentralized system. Like all the modules are not auto updated, they don't have a real time information. So this will lead to loss of revenue, data maintenance cost which goes up, and all this stuff. So basically what happened, data is maintained locally at individual departments, they are not interlinked, and departments do not have access to information or data from other departments. This is the decentralized one. So because of this you like these many disadvantages are there: loss of revenue, customer dissatisfaction, data maintenance cost goes up, and so many, right? So you can see like there are just a few of many problems with decentralized systems. Just I told you, numerous disparate information system created individually over time, which are difficult to maintain. Integrated data like an inconsistency, duplication, lack of timely information, high cost, resource. So to solve all these problems, we what they thought like ERP is the one. So ERP is basically a centralized system. What does centralized mean basically? You can say data is maintained at central location, right, which is an ERP, and it is shared with various departments. Like it gets auto updated. Each department have real time information, and each department can access information or data from other departments, right? So what happened, like suppose when customer approaches the sales team, right, to buy a product on an urgent basis, the sales team will have a real time access to the products in inventory. So it sales team will not have to wait to like update it or get it, it has the sales inventory real time information, so it will automatically update the customers if he had the product. If it does not, then it will update. Centralized system ERP will update the production planning,
Yes.
auto update. So in this way, the disadvantages that we have in the decentralized will not be there in the centralized one. So like in SAP, you are a functional, so you must be aware that in SAP ERP, we have different modules: MM, SD, finance, CM, HR, multiple modules are there. Each modules have information and can share information with each other easily, right?
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. You can wait. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, right. So this is the main, you can say the main important point why which many companies are using the ERP in spite of giving output fast and everything. So these are the modules which I just told you. So you must be working on MM and SD, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there are multiple other modules. So as a technical, what we have to do, we will be working on all these modules. We will take the requirements from the functional, and then we have to implement it. It's nothing like we are just working on MM and implementing that one only. So we have to write a reports, forms, or everything like Windows and anything GUI through for all the modules.
Okay.
Yeah. So till now, you have any doubt?
No, madam. You can continue.
Okay. So we will go to SAP R3 architecture. So we have in SAP. Uh, yeah. So SAP R3, what is it? It is a three-tier architecture consisting of three layers, as I told you. It has database server, application server, and user PC. So user PC is we are the front end users which are using it.
Yeah.
And here you can see R signifies real-time system because it has all the information, like every modules have information of every each modules in a real time.
Mm.
And C represents the three-tier architecture. So yeah, so presentation layer, you can see presentation layer is basically a graphical screen to user. Means graphical
Say
means
GUI.
GUI. Yeah, it's a GUI.
GUI.
We as a user, we can write a report. We can run that report, enter the data on the screen. We can process it. We can see the output.
Yeah.
So this is the function of a presentation layer. And application layer. Suppose you have written a report. In that report, you have used multiple tables, database tables,
Okay.
and you have written a query on that multiple tables. Now, on the selection screen that you can see on the GUI of that on the presentation layer, you enter some data, and based on data, you want your result to be fetched from that multiple tables,
Mm.
right? So how the process will work? You have entered the data. Now it will go to the database layer, fetch the data from the database layer. Database layer is the one where are all the datas are stored, like tables, Mara, Mara, Matner, Mara, sorry, Matner is a field of that.
Mathna is a field of.
Right. Mara, then EKPO, EKKO, sales
Yeah, yeah.
related,
VBA,
finance, all this.
VBA, KVBR.
Yeah. Right. So all this will be stored in the database layer. So you enter your data, like you have entered material number. So it will go to the database layer. Based on that material number, it will fetch all the records and it will be process all the records on the application layer,
Yeah.
not in the database layer, but on the application layer, it will process it. Like what it is going to do, you want to sum something, you want to process group by any logic things that you want to do, like you have put a join, you are using for all entries, all the stuffs will be done in the application layer. Like processing of the data, the main
Okay.
output will be done in the application layer, right? So it is an basically application layer. What does it is? An interface between your presentation layer and database layer, right? So this is the main three-tier architecture of our SAP. So so what we are gonna do, like in SAP, in the architecture, you have any doubt?
No, madam.
Okay, fine. So what we are gonna do is what we will start from tomorrow in basically SAP, in SAP ERP we can write many website data or something. Win what in ERP we will deal with only Windows reports, Windows GUI. Right, so in that Windows GUI we will do like everything which can be seen on a window or which can be executed on it.
Okay.
So we will write multiple reports. We will deal with how to create a table, how to store data in the table, custom table or a standard table, and multiple reports on the PO, sales order, finance, and everything. How to process, how to calculate it, and then we will go to smart form. Suppose on a particular report, if you are clicking on a row and then you want to see that information in a form, then you can use it through a smart form. Then we will go with the interfaces. If you like BAPI, right, you must be heard of it. BAPI, BDC, all this. Did you know?
No, I really don't. I want to learn that. I just know how to, I will, while uploading the data, we'll use that BDC and all.
Yeah, right. While uploading the data, we use BDC, LSMW. LSMW is a functional one,
Hmm.
right? And BDC is programmatically we upload it. So yeah, we will gonna learn all this. So till now, what we just had an introduction of SAP architecture, why we need it.